I am glad to see a shift in how the president's talking about Canada, how he's talking about our Prime Minister.
A temporary sigh of relief from BC's premier, a day after the province was spared any new tariffs from U.S. President Donald Trump, who announced reciprocal tariffs on countries in Europe and Asia. David Eby spoke to fellow premiers and Prime Minister Mark Carney shortly before Carney announced 25% reciprocal tariffs on the U.S. auto sector.
Canada will be responding by matching the U.S. approach.
The two plan to meet next week when the Liberal leader travels to BC. Eby says he remains anxious that Trump will punish Canada's already battered forestry sector following the president's announcement of a national security investigation into wood products imported into the U.S.
My concern is that the president has committed to targeting our softwood lumber industry.
The premier will meet with representatives from BC's forestry sector in Prince George Friday during the BC Council of Forest Industries conference.
Whether you're First Nations or non-First Nations, British Columbia and Canada, if we see tariffs, it could be the backbreaker on some of some communities who have no access to other markets other than the United States.
The threat of future tariffs is why Eby doubled down on the NDP's tariff response bill. Bill 7, if passed, aims to break down interprovincial trade barriers, prioritize Canadian companies for government contracts, and give the province the ability to charge U.S. trucks driving through BC. Despite changes to the bill last week to remove what critics called sweeping government overreach, the BC Conservatives want the bill scrapped.
Repeal Bill 7 in its entirety to try to address tariffs and bring in a standalone interprovincial trade bill that truly would remove those barriers.
Eby, however, says he has no plans to back down from that legislation, which paves the way for what he called a tariff-proof economy. With the government's majority, the bill is set to become law. Katie DeRosa, CBC News, Victoria.